Now the part I know you're nervous about on this test, but I think it's the most fun thing to do once you kind of get going down, is running through your A minor pentatonic, trying to do some soloing stuff. So I'm going to go through the whole A minor pentatonic, and then I'm going to talk about just the 2 notes you need to use for the test, or 2 strings I mean. So we're going to start here on the 5th fret. So it's a dot. Usually almost all guitars will have a dot there. They may not have the 3rd fret dot, but they'll have a dot here and then one up here too, so you can see it. If you have a classical guitar, you may not have a dot and you have to count. But your first finger is always going to be on that string. Right? We're going to use what's known as position playing, where each finger gets a fret. So anything that would happen on the 6th fret will be the 2nd finger, but there's no 6th fret in this one, so we don't have to worry about it. Anything that happens on the 7th fret is going to use your 3rd finger, and anything that happens on the 8th fret is going to use your pinky. We're going to try to get our pinky going and a little strength in our pinky. So kind of run down them. The lowest string, starting here on the E string, is going to go from the 5th fret to the 8th fret. So you're going to use our 1st finger and our pinky. Right? 5th string is going to use the 5th fret and the 7th fret, so that's your 1st finger and your 3rd finger. Your next 2 strings are going to do the same thing. So 4th string will use 5th fret, 7th fret, or 1st finger, 3rd finger. 3rd string is going to use 5th fret, 7th fret, or 1st and 3rd. And then your last 2 go back to pinkying. So we got 5th fret, 8th fret, 5th fret, 8th fret. Okay, so to run it down, I'm going to say it by fingers instead of frets. We're going to use 1st finger, 4th finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, 1st finger, 4th finger, 1st finger, 4th finger. I guess it's kind of tongue-tied to say finger that many times. So you want to practice going up that way, and then you can practice coming backwards. So we're going like 8 to 5, 8 to 5, 7 to 5, 7 to 5, 7 to 5, 8 to 5. So I guess all your notes are scale, but for this test I only want you to use 2 strings. I suggest using the top 2. It'll sound better than using the low 2. You can use the middle 2, but then you got to fish for those strings. So I wouldn't do that. So all you got to do is just take those top 2 strings, which was 5, 8, 5, 8. And the idea behind this one is not to come up with the world's greatest guitar solo, but to just mess around with those 4 notes. And as long as you just play those 4 notes, you'll get 100% credit on this test, I promise. But just to try to do things and see what it sounds like. Go up them, come back down. Repeat some notes. Don't play ball. You can get some really rather cool blues licks if you start messing around with it. I use my 3rd finger, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to. Okay, so just mess around with those 4 notes. Don't try to do anything crazy, don't try to do things fast. If you find something you like, repeat it, do it a bunch. But the idea is just to start messing around with those scales and those 4 notes, and then we could turn those into solos. So don't stress out too much about it. Play those 4 notes, nothing but those, you get 100% credit, promise.